Matt, my stream's up.
Yes, man. It is past Jamie's bedtime, Tony.
Party, my Barbie girl, in a Barbie world. It's fantastic.
Hopefully, Matt won't get copyrighted right now. Who?
Who?
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Well, give me your fucking
50 quid.
Snapchat and I can see it.
50 quid. 50 quid, he's got no top on.
He sent me a photo of his ass before. Keegs, what's your fucking snap? Keegan!
Keegs W, Dan.
I can't spell Keegs. Oh, I got him. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I might regret that. Right, I'm going in the commentary party. Bye. Oh fuck, let's see this before I go. Dude, I don't know if you're genuinely fucking naked. I saw a lot of hip when I didn't want to see a lot of hip. What's with that lip? Oh my god. Hello? Hello mate, how's it going? Ah. How are you, my friend? Miserable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of unusual in Central Europe, you know.
Yeah. Right, let's get some of these people invited. Yeah, sorry for the late invite. I was lost in ACC on the PC.
I see. Oh, no problem. I just started to get worried. It's my style, you know.
No, me just being really bad at checking times.
No problem.
Right. Matt is doing the stream, so hopefully we shouldn't have any issues. I hope.
Right.
I hope. Right. So Matt's going to let me know when we're live. At the minute we've only got 8 drivers. I need to put a post out. Oh god.
So only 8?
We should have more, hopefully.
Oh.
We should. If you're online. Boom, 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 boom. There's Gary. Get him in. Abu Dhabi, what an awful circuit.
Yeah, agreed.
Terrible, but hey ho, this is a different version to the old one.
Yeah. It's kind of better, but I still don't like it.
Oh, it's still shit. It's still bad
Yeah,
track.
agree.
At least we're agreeing on that one.
I agree. I
Right,
don't like it.
I'm gonna pop to the toilet a minute, and I'll be back in a sec.
Right.
Ow! Just punched myself in the face. That's good, isn't it?
So James arrived while you were away.
Yep. Now waiting on Gary. I think this might end up being it. 10 only.
Well,
Where is that? There it is. And I want Yeah, home. Google, and there we go. Drive. Eyeball. Where is Eyeball? Do do do.
Well, Ferrari at least got 2 of their drivers, so I'm not complaining.
Gonna have to start in a minute, Ivor. Oh, for fuck's sake, Keys. Right. Right, so for a minute, just stay quiet for a second while we go live. Alright?
Right?
Matt will let me know and I'll start talking.
Oh god, it started raining again. Nuts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Simplay Motorsport. It's been a while since we've had some racing going on, but we can finally finish off our F1 season. We are live here at Abu Dhabi for the final race of the season. And first things first, let's introduce our commentating team here tonight. And firstly, we will start off with myself in the commentary box once again, Dan Davis, also known as Unorthodox. And joining me in the commentary box for a second time this week again is Ben, also known as Nexus. You've seen on the grid in the pro category. Ben, how are you this evening? And are we looking forward to some racing here tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, and have a nice evening all. I hope we can see a nice race tonight.
Yeah, definitely so. And we'll start with, obviously, the circuit that we are here. We've already briefly discussed this. We're here at Abu Dhabi for the Yas Marina circuit, and a circuit that both of us have already said that we dislike this circuit.
Yeah, it doesn't have any rememberable corner. I mean, I just don't like it.
I think the most memorable thing here is obviously the controversial 2021 season with Lewis and Verstappen. But if we're talking the circuit, obviously one of the most memorable things is probably the pit exit, obviously going underground underneath the circuit and then popping out towards turn 3. But other than that, there's nothing really exciting about it, this track.
Yeah, even with the renovation that was in 2021, it isn't an exciting circuit for me. Not for racing and not for driving at all.
Indeed. As we look into the couple of corners that have been changed, obviously this, where Matt is going through right now, used to be a chicane and then into a left-hander. Now it's just a swooping left-hander. And if we see one of the Hasses, I believe that is Keegs coming out of the pits. There's the underneath of the tunnel. And as he comes out of the pits, we should see, hopefully if my camera wants to change. There we go. As Keegs comes out of the pit lane, he then heads towards the end of Sector 1, and it's now just a hairpin, and again the chicane gone where Michael Schumacher got spun round, and or as I believe, no, sorry, a Force India got spun round, and Michael Schumacher went straight up into it, and around he went. But obviously tonight we obviously have already crowned our champion, James, on circuit at the minute. He is the F1 champion, and I've already been speaking to him, and he's excited to go to F2 next season when we do F2, and he's going to try and defend his Formula Championship in that. But tonight, Ben, it's going to be all about the constructors. The constructors are still up for grabs between Williams and Aston Martin. Obviously, Aston Martin have got two drivers here. They've got Matimovic and Gary 131. So James really needs to win both races and one of the Aston Martins to have an absolutely dreadful night.
Yeah, I think it will be kind of easier to the Aston Martins because they have both of their drivers, Gary and Matt. So James will have a hard job to get the constructor titles too.
Yeah, he's going to give it a very good go. Anyway, so we have a look at the driver standings. Obviously, James, like we said, crowned champion. Big Boy Brazier has pretty much secured himself in second as well. It's now the fight between the final podium place, which is actually a team rivalry. It's going to be between Matimovic and Gary 131. Who is going to be the #1 driver out of that? The two Aston Martins, as Gary goes pole at the minute. Ivor is currently 5th with Tibbs in 6th. Neither driver here, nor is Emplava. And he can't be caught by his teammate Nausea, nor Forzy, no Emo Guy, and no A. Smith. We then got PN Motorsport, who's only a couple of points behind A. Smith, with Leon Fernie in 13th, Fury in 14th, 15th is Smoky Devil, 16th is Monkey Boy, 17th Sati Apex, 18th is Argent, That Body Boy 19th, 20th is DJ Phil and Smithy, both not scoring points so far this season. Can Phil do so? He's in the top 10, so he will be able to score some points tonight. And, well, not a newcomer, but an old face is here this evening. We have got Lucas Roth, a.k.a. Keegs. And I've got a fun fact for you, Ben, about this driver. The whole reason he's named himself Lucas Roth is actually named after one of the AI car drivers in F1. And the reason he named it is because Gary 131 for a while got stuck behind Lucas Roth while he was on a race run. So Keegs running the Lucas Roth name just to annoy Gary 131. And here he is in the final sector. What's he going to do? But towards the line, and Keegs will go P5. And Ben, I think obviously this circuit has a lot of long straights, a lot of different parts of the circuit that requires a lot of straight line speed. If you were in the car, obviously these guys have only got presets choices, so they can only choose increased downforce, increased top speed. If you were in this situation, what kind of setup would you be looking to go for?
I would choose a balance because for me corner speed is more important, but of course it's my driving style, you know. So I would be faster in the corners but slower in the straights if I were in this match.
Yeah, I kind of would have to agree with you. I might be tempted to go increased top speed just for the back straights, just to have that a little bit more advantage. But I know a few of these guys like a loose car, and already the first couple of laps are done, and it is James who currently sits at the top. He is fastest at the minute. He got quite a healthy gap over Gary 131 at the minute, and if I try and find the correct deltas, hopefully it would show me. I don't remember how to use this thing now. It's been a while. There we go. There's the gap to the leader. So currently Gary is half a second off of James's lap time in the middle. Most of the guys are back into the pits. So obviously I'm going to talk about next season, or a couple fun events that are coming along as well. Ben, obviously the new season is it's still a bit of time away yet. Still getting a lot of new drivers. We're looking like we're going to get a full grid in Pro-Am and Pro. We might even have to look to possibly getting an amateur class at the minute because it's being so popular, and which is lovely to see. I think last time we spoke to you, you was deciding what car to run, and you possibly sticking with the Audi. Was it the Audi I believe you're in? Yeah, it was the Audi, wasn't it?
I will stick with the Audi, yes, because it just fits my driving style. It's not the best car, but
yeah,
I've used it for like 2 years now, so I just got used to it.
Of course, of the introduction of the international Continental package, I believe it's called, with the new circuits on that, with likes of Laguna Seca, Bathurst, Kyalami, and also Suzuka. Obviously, an interesting thing for next season has been announced that Kyalami and Laguna Seca will be on the calendar. How have you had these tracks? Have you driven these tracks before, and what are the challenges for those next season?
Yes, of course, and I do love Laguna Seca. It's such a nice track. If I should go there instead of like Abu Dhabi or Miami.
So Laguna Seca is going to be the one. What about Kyalami? Kyalami is obviously a very unique circuit. We did a test session the other night, and it's a very unorthodox style track. There's a very difficult corners, a lot of elevation changes as well. So as Nausea just has a spin in the final sector, and he was on a decent lap as well. Kyalami, that's going to be a challenge for everyone, isn't it?
It's a challenge. I do race there in Afarala League, I believe. It's a really hard track. I made mistakes there, I remember.
Well, so far, I think a lot of the boys who like the Porsche 911 seems to be enjoying Kyalami. It seems to be a circuit that suits that car. DJ Phil currently on track. He is on a lap time. Everyone else is back into the pits. James is coming back out. Some fun events that are going on in the week. So this week coming on the Thursday, I'll be in your commentary box once again. Make sure you have your Project Cars 2 loaded up, because we are heading back to our home, our faithful game, and we are having what's called a THR night, or a Toka night, and it is just a bit of fun for the guys who missed a bit of Project Cars, and I will get the fun event information up. But a lot of these guys used to come from a league called THR, and obviously we have this amazing new group of community drivers. And basically, it is just a night of 6 races, short, fast races, and they're going to be around British circuits and in 6 different cars as well. We'll start off at in the Ginetta GT5 in Brands Indy, heading to the Formula Rookies for Silverstone Classic, also known as Thruxton to us. Then we've got the Renault Clios as they go around Donington Park National, the Ginetta GT4s around Autumn Park. The Porsche GT3 will be classed as a Super Cup around Snetterton 300. And then we finish things off with the touring cars at Silverstone National. It's only a 10-minute qualifying with a 15-minute race, and it's literally just a little bit of fun. If you are interested in getting involved, there is on the Discord the fun event sign-ups. Get involved and get yourself signed up to that, but make sure you have Project Cars 2 downloaded so you're able to do that on the PlayStation version. Also, a couple other fun events that are coming up your way soon is the Indy 500. Once again, back on Project Cars, we're going to do the full Indianapolis 500 in the Indy cars, and that could be an interesting one. 200 laps around Indianapolis, and it's also classed as a actual event, and it will go towards your status and stats as well. And yeah, make sure you get involved in that one, because that could be a good load of fun. I believe I'll be competing on that one, and I've missed driving the Indy cars. They are a right laugh. But just an oval circuit, so make sure you tune in for that one. And also, we have got an Assetto Corsa fun event. We'll be going to Spa, and we'll be doing the 2.4 hour of Spa, but times 10 the game will be set, so it will be changing from day to night and then finish in the day. Get yourself signed up for that one. It is GT3s and GT4s, and once again, if you win it, it will class as an actual stat and go onto your driver stats, and also it will be classed as winning the 24 hours of Spa, including the GT3s and the GT4s, and it will be added to that. Some exciting fun events, and then obviously we will bring F2 and ACC around next season as well. As any of those, Ben, tickle your fancy? You fancy doing any of them?
Oh, well, maybe the Assetto Corsa one, because I don't have Project Cars 2, and it's kind of sad. So I cannot participate on Project Cars 2 event.
Well, it is such a shame, because obviously I think this fun event for the Tokenite is going to be interesting, because these guys do love those touring cars, the Clios. It'll be great to watch either way. So if you've not got the game, then either watch it and get involved, because it's going to be some crazy racing for sure. Smithy says he deleted the game. He deleted Project when he started playing. Mate, I think get it downloaded again, get back on it, and let's have a bit of fun on THR at night as well. And the Indy 500 as well. What an event. I mean, the Indy cars, obviously, just like the F1 cars, they're very similar. Other than their Dallara chassis, they're pretty much identical, so every team has the same car. They don't have a halo as such, they have an aero screen instead. And they also don't have power steering. They're very, very difficult cars to drive in the real world. It's Matt Cross's line, he goes 2 tenths behind James. But the oval, 500 I believe it's kilometers, so 200 laps of the Indianapolis 500. That is a challenge on its own.
Yeah.
So, as we're coming towards the end of qualifying, who's your fancy for this one tonight, Ben? At the minute, it is James at the top of the table. Gary's not able to improve. He's gone back into the pits. Nausea's now got up to P4. Big Boy Brazier, he's currently not gone on track, so maybe he's deciding not to qualify. But by looking at the order at the minute, who would be the one to look to take the win?
It will be decided between James and Matt, I think. But as it looks like, James got the pace advantage.
Does indeed. I believe race 1 is only 10 laps, and the final race will be 23 laps. I think a lot of these guys are looking forward to getting the season out of the way. But like I said, we won't be done with F1 2022 just yet. Obviously, it takes a while for people to get the new game 2023. So we will be doing a F2 season. So get yourselves possibly signed up for that one once we are able to put out all the information. As Lucas Ruff comes to the line, he now goes P4 and gets ahead of Nausea in the Haas. Nice to see Daz Automatic in the chat, as is Smithy, Dan, Thomas, and PM Motorsport. Nice to see you all in the chat. Get everybody in here. Let's get as many people in this chat as we possibly can. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss a single thing here at Simplay Motorsport. And Ben, obviously, regarding F1, I think the surprise thing here is we ain't seeing any Red Bulls. And I think it's probably a good idea there isn't a Red Bull on track, because the Red Bulls at the minute are just on another league, aren't they? With that rear wing and with the amount of the speed that they can produce out of that car, I'm kind of glad we ain't got a Red Bull here.
Yeah. Agreed.
I feel like the Red Bull is actually in James's hand at the minute, because he seems to be top of the tables most evenings. And obviously, yourself will be supporting some of the drivers. You're obviously a massive Ferrari fan, so I'm pretty sure you'll be back in PN and Big Boy Brazier, as Nausea's just left the session. So I'll see if I can get him back in. So I do that. So right now, Key's in the middle sector. Where is Nausea, there he is.
Big Boy Brazier is coming out.
He is coming out. Let's
I
go.
believe.
We go on board with the Ferrari driver. There he is. Big Boy Brazier exiting the pits. Currently P2. There's really not much left for Ferrari to do, as a lot of the guys here are rooting for DJ Phil. Noisia has got himself back in. Thomas and Dan rooting for DJ Phil. Can you re-download it for free? I think, Smithy, if you've already bought the game or have a version of the game, you can re-download it for sure, and it don't cost you nothing. So I believe so. If you've got a disc version or a digital version, and you just re-download it again. But yeah, make sure you get involved in that. Big Boy Brazier in the Ferrari, though. Ben, what do we think we can do from here? Obviously, he won out in Brazil. He took a double out there. He pretty much dominated the night. He's back out on track again. Do you think he's able to do the same again?
I don't actually know. I can't see in the future, but we'll see. I hope he can find his pace.
I was hoping you were going to bring the crystal ball. I was hoping you were going to have that ready for us to look towards the future.
I only can just wish.
As Jamie now going and allowing the Haas driver of Fury through. So Fury really pushing his outlap at the minute. Who's currently out on track? Gary 131 is currently on track. I believe this is an outlap for him, as Matt is outlap as well. Obviously, take some time for these guys to get some laps under their belts and get them going. If you were to pick, obviously, I have a very strong guess of which you're going to pick, but out of all the F1 cars from last season and this season, which of them do you think looks the nicest? I've got a feeling I know which one you're going to say.
Well, of course, my heart Ferrari, but Aston Martin actually has a nice livery. I always like that British racing green, and nice to see it come back for 2021, and it's nicer even in 2022.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I have to agree with you as well. I think the Ferrari, not just obviously the livery, but the actual design concept is actually very beautiful. I think the side pods look absolutely amazing. Compared to the other cars, I think the Ferrari, regarding design-wise, looks the nicest. It may not be the fastest, but I think it is definitely the prettiest, for sure.
And the so-called bathtub side pods, yeah, but it just looks amazing for me. Every Ferrari looks amazing for me, of course.
Been a big Ferrari supporter most of Formula One.
Yeah, it's a pain, but I still love them, and I will love them.
Forza Ferrari. As we got a mini Defosi sat in the commentary box with us. I'm actually I love another underdog. I like someone to take away an opportunity from somebody, and the likes of Haas, I'm always like hoping for something great, and I'm really looking forward to what Audi can do in the future as well when they come to Formula One in 2026. As Fury crosses the line, he goes P7. This is the end of qualifying. Big Boy Brazier is in the final sector. The Ferrari man, what can he do? Last time in the Ferrari, what can he do? Final corner towards the line. Big Boy Brazier goes P3. Not what he probably would have wanted, but still, he's in the action. We have got Matt Ahimovic and Gary 131 in the middle sector. And I think Gary might have been giving Matt a tow as Matt now heads towards the final couple of corners. Was he giving him a tow?
I'm sure he was giving him a tow.
Well, Matt to the line. Can he find that magical time? No, he cannot. So James will finish the season off with another pole position to his name, slowly working his way up the ranks in pole positions. What pace he has in here in this category? As I actually have a scroll and see how many pole positions he's had. And James, he's had 5 this season, so this is going to be number 6. This will put him the likes of Green Pies, D Biggs, and that's it, just those 2. So James with another pole position, brilliant stuff from him, and he went faster again, really stomping his authority there.
He went below 125 actually.
That's an impressive lap time, as Fury now coming into the final corner his teammate, his new teammate for this race. Lucas Ruff currently P5, Fury to the line, no improvement, and stays P8 with PN, I think, crossing the line. No, sorry, that's Big Boy Brazier's AI taking over there. And that is your qualifying over. James is on pole. And what a lap time from him. He takes the pole position here for the final race of the season. And Ben, he's just pretty much stomping his authority here tonight as being champion as well. Brilliant performance from him. As I will now get a poll going for your prediction for a race one, as James he did tell me he was going to change a few things on his character, and he gets the number one there. His character pointed to the number one, but he will start on pole position. He has got his fellow Welshman of Matt starting alongside him with Big Boy Brazier just behind them. What can he do from third place? And Gary 131 has got a very important job. He has just got to score points for Aston Martin just to make sure they win this title. They are leading the way at the minute, but as these guys will get themselves ready to go, there's a quick sprint race. There's 22 points ahead of Williams. Aston Martin just needs to hang in there for another race. Dan saying in the chat, come on Phil, you can do this. Phil can catch it, I believe in you. It's got a little bit of overcast here. Not often we see that in Abu Dhabi. We might have some rain in Abu Dhabi. No.
Oh my god.
That would probably bring up some interesting racing, I think.
Yeah. I remember 2 weeks ago someone said that I have the magic power of having no safety cars. So we'll see about that. In the rain it will be hard to avoid safety cars.
We will see indeed, as I'm just dropping a message. And cheer these guys on, because this is the last time that they'll be racing in these 2022 cars. Next time you'll probably see F1 is when we're in 2023, and if you're in a Red Bull, you're probably going to be looking good. But luckily, we have a setting that makes all the cars equal, so we won't have to worry about that. Right, so as we go into this one, I'll start with you, Ben. Predictions for race win for the first one. 10-lap race. James on pole. Who's going to stop him?
It will be a civil war between Welshmen, but I don't know. It could be a close battle between Matt and James.
Well, Matt and James have both been disqualified and been sent back to the grid. Good stuff from them.
I hope we'll have a fight between Matt and James.
Obviously, that they're not disqualified from the race. They've just been sent back to the grid. They will be able to race. This Big Boy Brazier now sitting in third. So a quick rundown. James on pole, Matt on second. That's your front row. The second row consists of the Ferrari and the Aston Martin of Big Boy Brazier and Gary 131. Row 3 is Lucas Roth in the Haas with Nausea in the Alfa Romeo, doing it on his own. No Emplava tonight because he'd sprained his ankle, I believe, doing basketball, I'm assuming. Row 4 will consist of the other Ferrari of PN Motorsport and the other Haas of Fury CBK. And bringing up row 5, the final row on the grid, is DJ Phil and Smokey Devil. This is the last time we'll be doing the sprint. It is the last time we'll be seeing these cars on track for a while until we get our F2 season underway. But here we go, Ben. This could be an exciting night's worth of racing. Will the safety car come out? Will we be able to keep that away? Who knows? Possible risk of rain, yeah. If you do want to see either, I believe, PN or the Gaming Welshman 5, aka Matahimovic, will be streaming their POVs on Twitch. So if you want to see what they're looking at, then please head over to their Twitch and follow them as they now come to the grid for the final time here for the sprint races. Lucas Roth is choosing a very interesting line as he angles his car, and he's messed it up, so he's disqualified from that one. But the revs will rise. Williams on pole with Aston Martin alongside. 2 Welshmen on the front row. Who is going to win tonight's sprint race? As we are about to get underway here, we are green, and it looks like a fairly even start from the front 2. And I think James will lead into turn 1 as Big Boy Brazier looking to the outside as they come together. Matt is a little bit loose as Nausea comes flying through the pack, and Nausea's gone round. Nausea has gone round and PN managing to avoid him. It is now James lead the way, Matt in second, Fury in third and Lucas Roth in fourth. The two Hasses working their way to the front of the pack. And what a start. Gary's in the wall. Gary 131 is not what he would have wanted. He's got front wing damage. He's caught up with Smokey. What a start. DJ Phil already up in the P6. What a start there.
That's not good for Aston Martin, for the constructors.
Well, they've got a 22-point lead at the minute, so even if Matt finishes behind James, I think they should be able to mathematically hang in there. But right now, it is the fight between the two Hasses at the minute, Fury and Lucas Roth. Fury getting the jump on Keegs, and Keegs now under attack from Big Boy Brazier. Down the inside, Ferrari Power versus Ferrari Power. And it's the Ferrari that comes on top. Keegs, Fury's dropped the rear.
Oh, no.
Fury, not a good move, not a good place there. As Big Boy Brazier's already got himself back up in the P3. He's done a very good job to recover to that, hasn't he? He's worked his way through the pack quite easily.
It was a really nice start for the two Haas drivers, but it's again, the top three is the same now. It hasn't been even a lap.
It is back to how it was. James leads the way. Matt in second. Big Boy Brazier third. Lucas Roth fourth. Fifth is... there's all sorts of chaos going on in the background. PN is in fifth. Sixth is DJ Phil. Fury seventh. Eighth is Smoky Devil. And ninth is Nausea, as Thomas says, Welsh Power in the chat. Gary 131 is into the pits already. Not what he would have wanted. But James leading the way at the minute. Already the pack is starting to expand. As the closest fight at the minute is Fury versus DJ Phil. And so far, so good for James out in front, hasn't it, Ben?
Yes. I think he can get a comfortable win if not making a mistake.
He's got to keep it clean and focused, going the right way at the minute. And obviously a reminder, guys, that this sprint format also determines the grid for the feature race. As Fury on the inside of DJ Phil and gets the drive. And the Haas driver moves up a position. But Phil is coming back in the Mercedes-Benz. He's looking to the inside and pulls out of that one. Meanwhile, Big Boy Brazier, your Ferrari boy, is caught right onto the back of the Aston Martin and Matimovic. This is going to be spicy. As we're on the rear wing of Matt right now. And at the minute, Ben, what would be Big Boy Brazier's best opportunity to get past this Aston Martin?
Well, keep getting consistent and not making mistakes, I believe. And maybe just try to get in his slipstream on the back straight, and he can have an opportunity.
Back straight down towards the chicane as possibly DRS. I believe DRS is now enabled this lap as we head towards the back straight now. As we see a Big Boy Brazier. Nausea has made a move on Smoky Devil, so he's moved up a place. We are staying on board with Matt at the minute. As Big Boy Brazier has got the DRS, how quickly can he catch?
Too far away yet.
He's too far away, but he's able to get a little bit closer, possibly to attack into the next DRS zone. Make sure he gets a good run, good exit. Reminder that Big Boy Brazier is on a controller, while Matt is on a steering wheel and pedals. I believe he's running a Fanatec. So Matt at the minute, I think he's just doing enough to keep Big Boy Brazier behind. But at the minute, James is disappearing into the distance.
Yeah, of course, this fight makes James easier to disappear.
And Matt already 3-second time penalty for track limits. And Jamie down the inside and gets the job done. I believe Jamie may be struggling down the straights, but he's a lot quicker in the corners. You can see he's carrying probably a little bit more downforce than Matt is. And Matt's really struggling for traction by the looks of things.
Yes, I believe he is on the same tactics I would be, the balance setup. Faster in the corners.
Very vulnerable down the straights as Nausea now clearing Smoky Devil. Can he now catch DJ Phil as Nausea runs very wide in the final sector? All these guys quite close to one another. Fury's catching onto the back of PN, and PN up into P5, so he'll be happy about this. But at the minute, all these guys will be scoring points. Only 10 drivers started, so 10 points are available. All 10 positions. So right now, we get to the halfway stage. I will end the poll as Big Boy Brazier has broke the DRS from Matt and is unable to catch him. Has Matt got the DRS? Yes, he has. He's only just got it. And he misses his brakes and nearly goes into the back of Big Boy Brazier then. And Matt really struggling to keep onto the back of the Ferrari. Right now, Nausea is looking to make a move on DJ Phil. The Alfa Romeo getting a little bit closer, using the first DRS to get onto the back as Phil is taking out a bollard. Nicely done. And here it goes, Nausea around the outside of the Mercedes driver. DRS open. And the DRS, such a helpful tool for overtaking, isn't it, Ben? Just makes our life a lot easier.
Yes. If we had the chicane, this overtake couldn't be done.
Probably not, as we're on board with Fury now. He is within a couple of tenths of PN Motorsport. As Mummy D is now in the chat. Nice to see it, Mummy D in the chat. As Fury now just losing a little bit of time to PN. He's able to just keep him covered, probably using the ERS deployment to help him out. But right now, we're at the halfway stage. James still leads, and I'll end the poll there. 9 votes, and majority of you thinking that James is going to win this one, but anything can still happen. Mistakes can happen.
I think starting from James, he's a consistent driver, so I think he can bring the car home in first position. But we'll see if Jamie can find the pace.
We will see indeed, and at least now Jamie can start on the front row with James for the feature. I might be able to attack him in the race too. Meanwhile, Lucas Roth doing a solid job, making his return. He's currently P4 at the minute, not a million miles away. PN Motorsport running very wide there, and Fury not really close enough to capitalise on that either. As right now, most of the cars are spread out, Ben, as right now, obviously the sprint is a quick race, so a lot of these guys, do you think a lot of them will be learning from their mistakes earlier on in the race, trying to nail their braking points, nail their turn-ins, and making sure that they don't do that for starters, get a 3-second time penalty for breaking track limits?
Yeah, of course, the sprints can be a great learning for the track, but I think these guys, of course, we had 1 week when we didn't have an F1 race, so they could practice the track.
They did have an extra week. A lot of these guys do spend a little bit of time on time trial just to make sure they are up to pace. Obviously, time trial very, very strict on your track limits, and it's a good way of learning where you can and can't push the limits. As Matt and Geeks both with a time penalty to their name. So Geeks obviously going to be struggling on that one. Now, Fury still struggling to get onto the back of PM. We're just at this horrible section where a lot of the drivers can't catch one another at the minute, as Nausea also just out of range of the two in front of him. An all Ferrari power row at the minute, with the actual Ferrari leading the Haas and leading the Alfa. Oh, it's PN's gone wide in the same chicane, and he's gone wide again. Fury this time is a lot closer. He's already got the run before they even get to the DRS zone, and Fury is through. Or is he? No, he's not quite through. DRS is open. They're alongside one another, and PM Motorsport towards the left-hander they go. And what a sloppy chicane there as Matt Fury goes wide. PN staying there, and they're still side by side there, Ben.
Yeah, nice fight between these two.
But it is Fury who comes... Yeah, Fury comes out on top of that one, passing the Ferrari driver. And right now, Matt is just lost completely out of touch to the top two. They're gone. And I think they're just matching one another now. Fury very wide there. That's going to be a track limit soon as he goes wide again. And here comes PN. Once again, the Ferrari driver coming to attack the Haas driver. Fury to the inside, trying to defend. But PN thinks better of it, running the Michael Schumacher helmet. Now Nausea's getting himself involved. He's got the run. He's down the inside of PM Motorsport. PN has to lift. He's bailed. And through goes Nausea. Saves Fury there. And Fury really struggling there as DJ Phil gives himself a time penalty for ceding track limits, as does Smoky Devil. As Nausea now looking very good to get Fury here down the back straight, Ben.
We'll see. Of course, Nausea was spot on to get involved with in the fight between the Haas and the Ferrari.
And down towards the chicane we go. The rear wing opening up for Nausea. And he's right on the back of Fury. Fury's dropped the rear, and around he goes. A little bit too eager on the power there, and Fury goes round. Nausea gets the DRS, good, just for good measure. And even DJ Phil and Smoky Devil gets a place there. And now Fury's tyres must be on fire right now.
Yeah, of course, this was the biggest complaint from the players in F122 that the traction control is not kind of realistic, and the wheel spins are violent, more violent than they should be.
Well, hopefully in the new game that this will all change, as Fury now right on the back wing of Phil. He's already passed Smokey, who's on the hard tyre. He's going to be struggling on that tyre. And Fury looking to try and make a move back on DJ Phil, as they're battling it out for 7th and 8th. And Fury looking left, looking right, can't seem to find a way through at the minute. And Phil's ran wide. There goes the Haas driver down to the outside, but Phil using his ERS just to try and stay in front. But Fury's going to go around the outside of turn 1 onto the curb, and Fury moves up back to 7th place.
It was such a nice move.
Now Smoky Devil looking to try and get any action here and attacking the Mercedes driver into the hairpin. They go. Try and get a smooth exit with the DRS open. Phil got to be under threat here. He's got DRS himself on Fury, so that's handy for him. So he's able to try and stay ahead of Smoky Devil. Let me see here. Smoky trying to get the best run out of the chicane.
Oh.
Phil, oh, a little wiggle there from Phil. There's Fury as well. So Fury struggling with the chicane, and Fury's under massive attack from both the Mercedes and the Alpine. They split him.
3 wide, oh my god.
It is 3 wide, and Fury comes off worse, I think. He drops down behind Smokey and DJ Phil. And Smokey lifting, I think, to let Fury through. He does, and oh my god, these guys are all over the shot.
For Abu Dhabi, it's kind of exciting.
It is. Well, the rest of the guys have all spread out quite evenly at the minute, and right now these guys are going at it tooth and nail right now, and look at Fury getting past Phil once again.
It's a joy to see this fight between these three.
I think Fury's struggling with tyre grip at the minute because I think obviously burning up those tyres. While this has been going on, Gary131 has been catching them, but I think he's going to run out of time. But if these lot keep scrapping like they are, Gary's going to be on the back of these guys very, very soon.
Well, we only got with this one 2 laps left, so it will be exciting. I wouldn't dare to bet which one will finish ahead.
Well, DJ Phil has got the DRS on Fury. Fury goes to defend the inside, and here he comes. And down the inside he goes. Is he going to get the job done? He's not made the corner, and he misses the chicane. Now Fury has to hold his line. Oh, he has a wiggle. Here comes Smokey again. And Gary is just slowly creeping on the pair of them. Are we going to go 3 wide once again? No, because Fury this time has the DRS on DJ Phil. And now will stay ahead as Smoky Devil now moves ahead of DJ Phil going into the left-hander. Smoky Devil, time penalty again for cutting the track limits. Gary131 is only now 6.3, but he needs these guys to properly trip over one another. What a great little scrap these three are having, eh, Ben?
Yeah. For Abu Dhabi it was more than...
Oh, Fury's got a wiggle.
Yeah, indeed, Fury is struggling with tires. Yeah, another wiggle.
I'm just putting it out there. Is Fury possibly trying to drive this without traction control on? Because the car is dancing a lot. And I mean a lot. I think, oh, Fury! Oh my god! And Smokey's got him quite easy there.
Well...
Oh no, Smokey's been quite clever here. He's waited until they got to the detection point, and Fury obviously not going to get the DRS. Smoky Devil will. There goes the wing. There's Gary in the background. He's only 3 seconds behind Phil now as we look to the leaders as Smoky Devil is going down the inside. He's got the job done on Fury. But if Fury can get good exit, good traction, he'll be able to attack him. But we'll have to go to James, who exits the final corner. He wins the sprint. So adding to the points tally to here, Big Boy Brazier is going to come up in second. Third is going to be Matahimovic in the Aston Martin. Into the final corner he comes as Fury Smokey is still going for it. Gary's catching them as Lucas Roth will finish in 4th. Nausea slowly catching the back of him and will go up a place because Nausea has not got a time penalty while Lucas Roth does. So Keys crosses the line in 4th, but he will finish 5th. Here comes PM Motorsport managing to get out of this chaos as Fury is still ahead of Lucas Roth at the minute, and Gary gets a time penalty now. And he's just behind these guys. Fury now gets a time penalty into the final car. Fury's dropped the rear.
Oh,
Few goes Smokey Devil, through goes Phil and Gary.
I was
Smokey,
just about to say that was a nice job from Fury with these dances and wiggles on the track, but he just lost it.
he's got to be driving without traction control. He's just lost out there in the final corner. He just needed to be smooth on the exit there and through.
Maybe his rear tires are overheated with these wiggles.
Possibly so, but either way, Smokey Devil did finish ahead of the three of them, but Phil actually ends up in 7th, Gary in 8th, so a recovery drive from him. He scores 1 point from that, so that will help Aston Martin, but Fury, just lighting up the rear and around she went. Poor guy. He'll hopefully come back for the feature, and what a race that was, Ben. We didn't really see the leaders much because they disappeared into the distance, but James, another race win to his name. Pretty easy for him, wasn't it?
I can just repeat myself. For Abu Dhabi, for a track like this, it was more than the good race. So.
Indeed. Right, so this is how the standings look after the sprint. It is now what was a 22-point gap that Aston Martin had. It is now down to 19 between Williams and Aston Martin. Now, realistically, I don't see James taking the constructors here, but he is going to give it a good go. But either way, what a final race there between the bottom four. What a great little scrap they had. We go into a race 2. James is on pole again. Who's your money on for the feature? I mean, we can't look past James, can we? He's looking good. He's looking strong.
James is indeed looking very strong this night. So I think I can see him winning the race.
Definitely, for sure. But anything can happen, and most things do happen. But we will have the final race of the F1 season underway. It is taking a while for us to get here, but we are going to get the final race of the season. It's James on pole, but this time he has got a big boy Brazier starting alongside with him, as we will get going for this final race here.
Fury did a big wheel spin again on the formation lap.
So, James is on pole. Big boy Brazier in 2nd. 3rd is Matahimovic. 4th is Nausea. 5th is Lucas Roth. 6th is PN Motorsport. 7th will be DJ Phil. 8th will be Gary 131. 9th will be Smokey Devil. And Fury bring up the rear in 10th, as the top 3 have been disqualified. Excuse me, sorry about that. They've been disqualified from the formation lap, and I'm so glad to get this out of the way this season, because it has been dragging the F1 season, but either way, it's been a fantastic season nonetheless. Obviously, Ben, you've only seen Brazil and Abu Dhabi. I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on the season along, but James is definitely a worthy champion, has really stomped his authority here. The only real people who could give him a proper threat was Max Mulder and I can't remember, Tim is his mate. They earlier on in the season, but they left the season, and Matt and Jamie just not really been on the pace, really, has they?
Yeah, of course, we had moments like 2 weeks ago. Big Boy Brazier kind of dominated the Brazilian Grand Prix, but it looks like James is just uncatchable, if I can say that.
Well, obviously, we're leaving the F1s. We'll be going to F2, a completely different machine, completely different animal. Do you think he can have the same domination? He could have a new rival as well, with possibly myself being able to race F2.
See.
We will see. As the revs will come up, the lights will come on. The last time here at Simplay Motorsport F1 2022, and we're about to go green. Williams versus Ferrari on the front row, retro front row, and we're about to go green here. As a long wait there, and we are underway here. A lot of wheel spin from Gary in the background as we see as they go into turn one. Looks like Big Boy Brazier had a decent start, so has Matt as they all go into turn one, and Matt takes the lead of the race, but Nausea is down the inside of Matahimovic, and he's trying to go for it up into turn three, and Matt has gone round, as has Nausea. There's absolute chaos here, and now it's Lucas Roth and Fury. Both of the Hasses going into the hairpin. Matt has had a disaster and has dropped down the order.
I couldn't even follow it. It just... yeah.
It all happened so fast. The two Hasses are leading the way, and they go into the chicane. It is a Haas 1-2. James in P. The Haas boys are leading this race.
Such a nice start to game for the Hasses.
Fury started last. Fury was at the back of the pack.
In only a lap he gained almost, and he did gain 10 positions just as he overtakes Big Boy Brazier. My God.
Fury now leads this race from Lucas Roth, from Big Boy Brazier, from James. What a start from the Hasses there.
Amazing first lap I've ever seen.
Brilliant stuff. Gary's up into P5. Matt's working his way through Phil and PN Motorsport. So all those guys are tussling their way through. But Haas lead 1-2 in the final race here. And at the minute, Fury is trying to pull away. Matt is now up into P6 as Aston Martin, as long as they finish where they are, they will win the Constructors no matter what they do. But Fury leads the way ahead of Lucas Roth, his teammate. And what a start to this race. All sorts of chaos going on right now as we've got multiple different tyre choices as well. Fury's on the medium, Keeks is on the softs, and Big Boy Brazier is on the hards. Meanwhile, James on the mediums as well, and Gary on softs as well. So all sorts of different tyre combinations. Ben, yeah. What a thrilling start to this race. Mad.
I'm speechless. It is just... I don't know how to describe it. Amazing.
Big Boy Brazier goes past Lucas Roth in towards the chicane, but Keeks is the man who's not too scared to leave his nose on the inside, and Keeks losing out there as James looking to try and make a move on Lucas Roth as well. To the outside he goes as Big Boy Brazier now trying to defend from both of them, and they got Gary 131. While this is all happening, the man who started P10 is a long way ahead and gone. Down the inside goes Lucas Roth, and he keeps hold of the position. He is defending for his teammate here, defending for his life, and Big Boy Brazier and James now fighting for P3 and 4. What a defensive drive Lucas Roth is having. Gary's now joined the scene as well. Matt's not far away either. What a race we're having.
Interesting and entertaining.
Definitely entertaining indeed. All we needed was Lucas Roth to come back, and now we've spiced up the front row. Fury leads this one. Gary fastest lap. Matt fastest lap now. So these guys absolutely flying right now. Gary right on the rear wing of James. He wants to use those soft tyres to his advantage, and right now he needs to get on with it because those tyres are going to die out pretty quick. Keeks runs wide. That's going to give Jamie Brazier the inside for the next, the outside, sorry. But there's cars here, there, and everywhere. James trying to get the cut back, and Gary sends it down the inside. And there's cars everywhere. Did Big Boy... They all get DRS. Fury, the only one without DRS, and they're all going to go towards the chicane. This is mental.
Three wide.
Gary's missed his braking, and he goes straight on.
Oh.
And Lucas Roth is still there. He's still fighting. He's still in the... They are side by side. Gary 131 in the Aston Martin. Is he able just to hang a Geeks? Goes down the inside of Gary 131, pushes him wide. And once again, Lucas Roth hangs in there and defends for his teammate. Fury, meanwhile, has really been slow this lap, and all of them are caught back up. Ben, this is fantastic.
It's fantastic. It was an aggressive but yet so beautiful move from Lucas.
And now James, the pole man, is down in 5th, and he's about to come under pressure from Matahimovic. Meanwhile, DJ Phil, Smoky Devil, PN, and Nausea are all having their own little scrap further back. Oh, Fury's run wide. Lucas Roth right there as well. He's going to have to attack his teammate soon because Gary's coming down the inside. He's going to send it into turn 1. They come together. Oh, they're still side by side.
Oh, it's fantastic. And
Oh, Gary's gone wide. Has he kept it going? Yes, he has. And Keys. His Key's going to send it into the hairpin. Not quite able to do so. Fury is about to come under some serious threat right now from Gary 131. Gary has cleared Lucas Roth. So can Gary now get away? Here comes Big Boy Brazier to the outside.
Oh, and meanwhile James is back to P6, Matt. Oh. And
Matt's
Matt is
gone.
up to P3.
Yeah, Matt's just gone right round the outside of Jamie and Lucas Roth there. So the both Aston Martin boys have worked themselves up to P2 and 3. James is at the back of all this lot. We got a yellow flag further back. That is Smoky Devil. He's facing the wrong way. And he's got damage to his car, and Simplay Motorsport goes up a position. Fury, though, still leads this race, but he's got the 2 Aston Martins now behind him. This is going to be tricky for Fury now. What a race. What a scrap this is turning out to be.
Gary is attacking Fury.
Gary here is in he's got a problem of the soft tyres. Those soft tyres are going to be struggling soon, but Fury, I think, running no traction control, he's going to be squirming all over the place. Keegs is softs are gone now. I'm pretty sure his softs are gone. But Gary still... Oh, Gary, hold it together. He's gone round. We're on board with that one, and Gary has gone round. So Fury hangs in there. He's now got Matahimovic breathing down his neck. The 2 medium tyre runners now. But I've also noticed Big Boy Brazier on the hard, still with these guys. Decent stuff from him as Smoky Devil's into the pits. Of Gary's trying to get the Aston Martin going, but struggling to do so.
Overhated. That's for sure.
Yeah, and with worn softs as well, it's he's really struggling with that one. Big Boy Brazier still fighting against James at the minute, and right now I think Big Boy Brazier's just managed to hang in there. Fury is soon going to become under attack from Matt. To the outside goes Matt. Is he going to try and go around the outside of Fury? Fury goes deep. That opens the door for Matt to come down the inside, and through he goes. Oh, Fury! And he's gone.
No. It's again such a shame. I don't know how badly he's damaged the front wing, I can see.
I'm not sure either, but he's going to try and make sure he doesn't cause any more contact, and he hits Nausea. DJ Phil right behind him. Lucas Roth gets a time penalty.
And again, the yellow is sector 3.
That is Gary 131. He's had another spin, and around he goes. Right now, we've got the chaos of Fury and Lucas Roth out of the way, and also Gary 131. It is back to the top 3 once again, and Fury's into the pits. He's clearly got some form of either tyre damage or front wing.
He's jumping over the curbs. So, it's only lap 6, but I think we saw like 3 different race leaders. So amazing.
Yeah, it was very thrilling to watch. Jamie, I think, is running with barely any downforce. He's so strong in a straight line. He's running a lot of ERS just to get onto the back of Matahimovic as well. But it's back to the top 3 as they were. And Fury now gone to the hard tyre. Gary 131 into the pits as well. He's probably going to go to the hards as well, so they don't have to pit again. All right now, Matt leading the way, a little bit calmer now. Yep, Gary's gone to the hard tyre. James is just behind these 2. I feel like now, Ben, that between these 3 it's going to be a little bit more sophisticated. We didn't have the craziness of the Hasses attacking them.
Well, Jamie is on the hards, so his tyres will last longer. So I think in a couple of laps he can attack Matt.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Jamie obviously will be on a slower tyre for now, but he might be on a faster tyre later on. Depends how far he wants to push the stint. If he wants to go onto the soft, he's going to have to go a long way. But if he wants to go to the medium, he hasn't got to go as far. But in this situation, what would you do? As Lucas Roth has come to the pits to get his soft tyres off. In this situation, if you were Jamie, what would you possibly want to be doing? Going as long as you can and go to the soft tyres, or possibly go to a medium tyre? Because the medium tyre doesn't look great.
Yeah, I would push until I can pit for softs, I think, and I think it's what he's trying to do, but of course it's unpredictable.
Obviously, with him going to the softs later on as well, it'd be light fuel, it'll be quicker and it will cause less tyre damage to his softs with obviously a lighter car. So there's that to think about as well. So Jamie possibly onto a much faster tyre later on. But either way, this is going to be a great fight between these three, Matt, Jamie and James at the minute. What James needs right now is for Matt and Gary to finish 10th and 9th, and for James to win the race and take fastest lap, I think, just to be sure that he wins the constructors. But I don't think that's going to happen. Matt really struggling in this final sector here. I think he seems to be struggling to keep the car hitting the apexes, I think, as Fury has gone ahead of DJ Phil. But right now, James is on the rear wing of Jamie. And I think in this situation for James now, Ben, obviously Jamie's going long on those hard tyres. James is on the medium tyre. He's obviously losing time behind Jamie. He needs to pretty much clear him as quickly as he can and try and pull away and pass Matt. Because at the minute, Jamie's just going to keep going and going and going until his hards give in. But right now, he's holding James up.
Yeah. Of course, if he wants to run longer, or I don't know, so long, he would need clean air, like not being stuck behind Matt.
So would you think that James could possibly think of an undercut right now? Try and undercut the pair of them, get some clean air and get going? Or is he kind of just stuck in this limbo stage at the minute and hope that something happens to the guys behind that can give him a safety car or something? But James looking to the inside there, Big Boy Razor with not quite an opportunity.
Well, of course, the safety car is also in the pack, but I think he tries to go to the undercut. It would be the best choice, in my opinion.
Well, we will go into the final set. Obviously, he needs to make it to possibly 20 laps on the hards. I think they could do that, but he's not opting to go to the pits yet, so maybe he's just trying to eke out those mediums a little bit longer. But either way, cracking fight between these three at the minute. As Nausea quietly minding his own business in 4th place at the minute, 11 seconds behind the leaders. But not real much going on behind. Phil was actually caught up with Fury again. But the main look is at the guys in front. DRS is now open. And I think what's happening right now is James, I've been looking at his steering wheel, he's not been using the ERS down the back straight. I think he's waiting and saving his ERS to save the deployment for possibly when he does pit, so he can have a good in lap and a good out lap with full ERS deployment.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe it's his plan, but we don't know.
And I'm just trying to also keep an eye on the leaders to see if they're using ERS themselves. Matt going into the final sector, no ERS deployment, nor Jamie. So everyone's just being a little bit cautious of their ERS, I believe. I don't think they're wanting to use it. Obviously, if the guys, you don't quite understand what I'm looking for, it's just in the middle of Matt's steering wheel there, just under the number, there's a yellow bar. You will see it change green, and that will indicate that they are using the ERS. So into the final corner we go. Normally a set part of the circuit where ERS is deployed. Matt not using it, nor does any of the others. So either the game's broken and not showing me that they're using it, or all three of them are looking after their ERS deployment.
Of the three, if I can see right, James has the highest percentage, so the most ERS power, and Matt the less.
So if we go into the hairpin, let's see if that green light will come on, because if anyone's going to use it, it's going to be Jamie. And it's not on. There it is. There's the green light for James. He's got the run, and down the inside he goes. So he is using the ERS, and he's going down the inside of Big Boy Brazier. Jamie to the outside, James to the inside. He'll have the inside for the first. Oh, they nearly hit Matt.
Oh, almost punched the back of Matt. So
Almost indeed. Now Jamie's attacking back with the ERS. So a couple of laps where these guys weren't using it. Now they are. And Jamie's going to try and go around the outside of James here. But if I was Jamie right now, would not want to be scrapping with these guys too much. Let them scrap with each other as he's going to go round the outside of James. Oh, and I don't think that's really doable. And, oh, they nearly hit Matt again. Matt must be getting... He must be a... If he's wearing white boxers right now, I'm guaranteed they're going brown right now. Watching these two behind him. But... wow, these guys are getting close. Yes, Daz, they're very close. They've just got proper spicy just now. But either way, Matt is still leading, but only just. He's going to have to start deploying ERS. He's been trying to save it, I think. He's struggling through this first sector here. There is James. James is right there. James going to be waiting for the DRS. I'll go on to the wrong driver. Matt. ERS deployed, sorry, as is James, as is Jamie. So now they're starting to use their ERS. Rear wing opens up. And here comes... Matt is defending, but you can see the light... Oh, as they hit each other! Matt really crowding James a little bit. They're just about giving him a rush room, and they're rubbing doors with one another. Well, I say doors, side pods. And right now, it's going to go 3 wide. As James is now harvesting energy. You can see the light flickering. That means the car is trying to save ERS energy. And now Jamie leads the race. Jamie has gone wide. James is now back up the inside. Matt's now... Oh my god, I don't know how to commentate this because they keep swapping and changing.
Yeah. I would say Jamie was an underdog. And hey, hang on.
And Jamie right now is going to come out the one on top of this because these two are too busy scrapping with one another. And Jamie, on the hard tyre, goes through.
Jamie did really good. So the opportunity to take the lead.
A lot of door banging from these boys. A lot of door banging. Sorry, let me rephrase that. A lot of side pod banging. We're only lap 12. They still got ages to go yet.
Like I'm watching NASCAR Cup Series with this.
Oh, it's not quite that limit. I mean, if you wanted to see NASCAR, they probably wouldn't even be bothering with the track limits. They'd be going so wide, you know.
Oh, yeah. The F1 game is so strict about that, but...
F1, they're very strict. NASCAR, they don't give a damn as long as it's concrete or tarmac. You can use whatever you like.
Yeah, but about the side pod tangles and...
yeah. I never knew you could go... it's a good thing we don't have full damage on, because I'm pretty sure most of these guys' floors or wings will be ruined. As Nausea is coming to the pits, he comes back out, and Lucas Roth has stayed ahead of him, but Lucas Roth has got a time penalty. Matt has now dropped out of the DRS of James. James is now trying to attack Jamie. He's still not coming in for those hard tyres, and I don't know if James is going to try and go as long as he can on mediums to possibly go to softs.
Oh, maybe the hard tyre started to work.
Possibly so, but James still within 4/10 of Big Boy Brazier. Even closer now, he's right on the rear wing. When do these guys decide to pit? James is pitting, as is Matt. So these two both coming in at the same time.
It will be interesting for Jamie.
It will be indeed. So James will come into the pits as Lucas Ross gets himself another time penalty, and as does the other Haas driver in sync. So who's going to go onto what? Matt's onto the hard tyre, James onto the hard tyre. James is away, as is Matt. As a lot of the guys are asking for DJ Phil, we'll have a look at DJ Phil. Currently P8 at the minute, and he's 5 seconds ahead of Gary131. But right now he's on the soft tyres. He will struggle to get to the end on those ones. As Piano Motorsport also comes into the pits, and away he goes. So, after most of the pit stops are done here, Ben, it is Big Boy Brazier leading. He's still yet to pit, with James in second, Matt in third, and he's lost a little bit of time, a 10th after the pit stops, with Lucas Roth currently in P4. P5 is Nausea and hunting him down. And Fury is now going ahead of PN Motorsport, but this is going to be close as Fury goes over the hill, and he will just stay ahead of the Ferrari driver. In P7, 8 is DJ Phil, 9th is Gary131. Smoky Devil is currently P10, and he's just done his pit stop, and he's about to get lapped by the leader. And breathe, we can have some time to relax. What a chaotic start to this race, Ben.
Oh, yeah, I was just speechless. I couldn't even see what is going on. It was just so fast.
It was definitely fast and furious, and I believe I know a man who won't be too happy right now will be this man in the cockpit. He will want to finish the season on a high, and Matt just gets himself a time penalty as well for track limits.
What we said earlier, it's so strict. And, I believe Matt is furious, just as always, about that.
He will be indeed. I believe, obviously, with F1, it is the white line, not the curb. It is the white line with the strict rules. So if if all four wheels go over the white line, then you are deemed to be taking a track limit. I'm just looking back on the stream to see if he did take track limits. And to me, it looked like it was all wheels across the white line by the looks of things to me. But he is gone purple in the first sector. So he is starting to bring that gap down to James. But James also starting to eke into that lead as Gary now is ahead of Phil. And Phil comes to the pits after 6 laps on the softs, realising they're not going to get him to the end.
We'll see how far James will go.
Right now, Nausea is making a move on Lucas Roth, and Lucas Roth losing out there to Nausea. To anybody who has been around with us for a while and knows, obviously, the last F2 season, Keegs, aka Lucas Roth, was with us racing in F2. He was my teammate at Carlin, and a lot of people remember that Keegs was struggling with fuel. The game was bugging out so much that it decided to underfuel him by at least 5 laps every time. So every race he was pretty much fuel saving, and pretty much 9 out of 10 times he did not finish a race because the game had bugged out. So Keys is known for now not for having fuel in his car.
Interesting.
Don't know why. It was a very weird thing. Like, obviously in F2s you can't change the amount of fuel loads. In F1 you can. You can underfuel your car if you like, but obviously you'll be risking running out of fuel towards the end of the race. But Keegs, obviously in F2, for some daft reason, the game decided, nope, you're not allowed fuel, you can't have fuel, so you're not going to have any. So, classic. Classic EA, that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, indeed.
We've now got Fury under attack from PN, as Fury runs a little bit wide there. And PN Motorsport is right behind him, and Fury losing the rear. And PN runs a little wide himself. 2 lap old hards for him, while Fury's on 9 lap old hards. Fury's got to be running no traction control. I'm pretty sure he's not. He seems a little bit loose in most places, and I think Keegs will probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because the start was really great for them.
Yeah, the poor Haas boys, it's a great start to the race. Fantastic race start from Fury, starting from last to pretty much lead the end of lap 1. It was brilliant stuff as PN Motorsport is now got the DRS open. It's a little bit closer to the Haas driver, but not quite close enough. Smoky Devil, meanwhile, is within 2 tenths of Phil, or was within 2 tenths. He's trying to get out of the way of Big Boy Brazier. But Big Boy Brazier with the DRS trying to get the slipstream as Matt gets himself another time penalty.
It will be difficult to win the race with those time penalties.
I think he's on 6 now and the lead is on none. So right now Matt is just pushing the limits a little bit too hard, I think. And he's trying to stick with James, and James at the minute is just reeling in Big Boy Brazier bit by bit. And I reckon it's about a 20-second pit stop around here. So at the minute they are ahead as Fury has gone round. He's had a spin and he's got going again. Nearly hits Gary 131, but Gary goes through up into P7. And right now, Aston Martin, sorry, I was about to say Mercedes. Aston Martin now would be the Constructors' Champion if it finishes like this. So James has got to hope for an absolute miracle to happen.
It can happen, but I think Aston Martin is... they will win the Constructors, I think, easily.
Yeah, I think at the minute it's going to take a lot. As Matt goes wide again, he's really pushing that Aston as hard as he can, and he's sticking with James, but he's not really able to do anything with it.
Oh. Fury had a spin again.
As Fury had another moment again, has he?
Yes.
Not. And Fury's night goes from bad to worse. I mean, it was going really well, and now it's going horrifically bad for him now. As meanwhile, Phil and Smoky Devil going side by side. Phil on the outside, and DJ Phil is going to lose out to Smoky Devil, who's on the medium tyre, and through he goes. Now, more importantly, we've got a yellow flag. I think that was Fury again. He's coming into the pits. He's cooked those tyres. We've got Matt within 3/10 of James now. So Matt has actually caught to the back of James and is possibly looking to make a move, as now Big Boy Brazier comes into the pits. How quick is this stop going to be, and what tyre does he go onto? He's got to go to the medium tyre, surely.
Yes, indeed, the medium tyres.
So he stopped, he's on his way. Downside is it's a Ferrari pit box, so he's quite in early. He's got a long way to go. Meanwhile, James and Matt are going to go over his head right now. So they will now head towards turn 2 and 3. They keep going. And now Big Boy Brazier comes out in P3. Now, he's on the medium tyre. Let's battle 2 commence, because this is going to be fun towards the end.
Yes, I think he can catch up with those fresh medium tyres.
I think he will be able to. Matt also, within half a second of James, will give him a headache and try and cause James to be a little bit slow so that he can gain in the 6 seconds. But Matt looking to the inside there. James runs wide, but oh, they come together again. And James just staying ahead of Matt once again. DRS open, and Matt will not be happy right now. Let's see what. Am I able to watch Twitch without an account? I think I will be able to. Yes, I am. Just want to see Matt's reactions right now. This is what we want to see.
I'm indeed watching Matt's stream, but he just opened
Matt.
the video, so
Matt
I
running.
didn't see his reaction.
Matt runs a little bit wide there. Now Big Boy Brazier right up behind him on those medium tyres. He goes purple final sector. Those medium tyres are going to be good for Jamie. So he's took the pain, he's took the torture of the hard tyres at the start of the race, and now he's on the medium tyre. James has pulled away ever so slightly from these two. As there, Matt runs a little bit wide. Here comes Big Boy Brazier down the inside with the DRS open. And towards the inside he goes. There's not much he could do at the minute. He's going to have to slow down, allow Jamie to go through. But he's got to start thinking of using Jamie to attack James. As James now leading ahead of him, and they're within half a second. Jamie is now on the attack of James. Those medium tyres doing wonders for Jamie right now. Great strategy called for Jamie right now.
Side by side between James and Jamie.
They are side by side, and James has gone round. He has gone round, and Matt narrowly misses him there, and James has come out worse on that one.
Oh no.
And that will definitely hand the constructors to the Aston Martin pairing now.
Oh, and Jamie set the fastest lap of the race.
He does
So
set
the strategy. Oh, sorry, I can't speak. The strategy worked.
Yeah, it has worked nicely for Jamie indeed. 9 laps to go. We ended the poll, and it's you guys voted for James, but it looks like it's going to go away of Big Boy Brazier, who has got a time penalty, so he's got 3 seconds, but Matt also with 6. So right now, Matt is just outside that 6 window gap to James, and James want to bring that 6 seconds down, but obviously stay within track limits. So all these boys are just making sure they need to make themselves clean and tidy. As Smoky Devil gets himself a time penalty, we go back to Fury and Smoky Devil, who've cleared Phil a little bit. As Fury looking to attack Smoky Devil, he's got the job done on the soft tyre, and through goes Fury, but he nearly drops the rear again. Oh, Fury's really loose in that Haas tonight, really loose.
Indeed.
It's been an impressive drive nonetheless from all these guys, but Big Boy Brazier, very clever strategy call there, Ben, is obviously enduring the pain on the hard tyre at the start of the race, left himself vulnerable, but he's on the softer compound now towards the end, and he is using those medium tyres to a great use right now. A night for some... Go on.
Myself, I voted for James to win the race. Yeah, I changed my mind.
It's too late now. It's gone the way of Jamie now, and Jamie gone purple first sector again. So he is finding even more time on those medium tyres. James, meanwhile, is just looking to try and catch on to the back of Matt. Really not much going on until you go towards the back of the pack in 8th and 9th between Fury and Smoky Devil, and Fury runs a little bit wide. That's going to give Smoky the run down the inside, but he's hit the curb a little bit too hard, and he'll open the DRS and try and attack the half driver. Meanwhile, they have got the race leader coming up behind them, so they have to be mindful of Jamie coming to lap them, and I bet Matt is probably sitting there thinking, go on boys, tangle with one another and let me get alongside Jamie. But Smoky to the outside of Fury. Fury comes across on Smoky, and here comes Big Boy Brazier. These two in the middle of a scrap. This is a situation. It is. So Jamie is trying to work his way through the order. He gets past Smoky. Smoky does the smart thing and get out the way, but Smoky now will try and use Big Boy Brazier to try and get past Fury. And through goes Big Boy Brazier. Heart attack moment done for Jamie. Now it's Matt's turn to clear these two who are having a scrap.
Yeah, but Jamie still lost big time between these two.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of time compared to the guys, to Jamie. As now Smoky Devil once again goes on the attack. He's looking to the outside of the hairpin. He thinks better of it. Wants the DRS down the back straight as Fury runs wide. And they nearly come together again. Smoky with a poor exit. That's going to allow Fury to stay in front, but Smoky's going to have the rear wing open. Oh, they hit each other going down the straight. That's the last thing that Matt wants to be seeing right now. So Fury now with the DRS coming to attack Smoky Devil. Gary131 gets himself a time penalty. Only two drivers not to get one, and that is James and Nausea. And Fury goes through. Meanwhile, Smoky comes back underneath, rides the curb, and back in front he goes. Oh, Fury running very wide there. I'm just watching Matt's stream, and I'm starting to hear him talk a little bit. I don't know if he's got Keeks and Fury in his chat. And Fury gets right out. Oh, he's hit Matt, and that's the last thing he probably would have wanted right now. But Fury coming off worse on that one. And he's stuck in the wall. DJ Phil gets another place. And that's going to allow Smoky Devil to stay well out in front. And now Matt has to try and lap Smoky Devil. As I think pretty much everyone has come to a standstill now. There's no real fight going on at the minute. But it is Big Boy Brazier leading the way. And Ben, obviously, he's done it again. He's put on a fantastic end to this season. He's going to finish the season off with 3 race wins in the last 2 races. He did it in the sprint and the feature at Brazil, and he's going to do it in the feature here unless he keeps getting time penalties. But at the minute, I think he's keeping it under control. Your boy, your team, Ferrari, are going to take another race win by the list of things.
I didn't see that coming, to be honest, but I'm happy with it. It's Ferrari.
It is Ferrari indeed. And if you guys want to see any of these guys, see any of their streams, get any of their POV, I believe most of them are streaming on Twitch. So head over to Twitch, as I believe I'm scrolling down now. So we've got PN Motorsport Gaming on Twitch. Give him a like and follow on there as well. He's streaming his POV. And also give Matt, who is the other person streaming right now, the Gaming Welshman 5, I believe also is streaming. Regarding the others, I don't know if they're streaming or not, but either way, it is Jamie who leads the way. Gary's pitted for the soft tyre, and I think I know what that is for. I think he's going to go for a fastest lap here, Ben.
Yeah, maybe. That's the only reason, I think.
He's got a healthy gap over Smoky Devil. He wasn't going to catch PM Motorsport. He was getting closer to him, but he's definitely thrown that away now he's pitted. But either way, he's going to drop down the order. Just a reminder as well, guys, if you haven't done so, then please head over to our SimGrid if you want to get involved in any of the action that's going on here at Simplay Motorsport. We're currently in our off-season now at the end of the Formula 1 race. We've got 3 fun events heading your way. We've got the Token Night, which is an interesting one for sure. Make sure you tune in for that one. 6 races around 6 British tracks, 6 different cars, with the Porsche GT3s, the touring cars, the Clios, the Ginetta GT4 and 5, and also the Formula Rookies. Get yourself involved in that. Head over to Discord as well for sign-up sheets if you want to get involved in that one, but you have to make sure you have Project Cars 2 loaded in your PlayStation. Doesn't matter if it's PS4 or PS5, it works on both. If you also want to get involved, a week later will be the Indy 500. To get involved in that one, that will go towards stats and positionings. So get involved in the Indy 500 if you want to see some great oval racing. Has Lucas Rothers pit for the soft tyre? So is he going to try and stop Gary from getting fastest lap? Possibly so. So make sure you tune in for that one as well. And also we have the 2.4 hour of Spa. Get yourself involved in that one as well. GT3s versus GT4s on track together. And if you win the GT4 category, you've won the 24 hours of Spa as well, even though you'll probably lose to a GT3, but you know, it is what it is. And more importantly, get yourself signed up for the new season coming ahead, season 2 here on ACC, with some fantastic tracks coming our way. Introducing the new circuits of, I believe, the Hungaroring will be on the calendar, as I have the calendar in front of me now. So it's Paul Ricard, and then Spa, and then we go to Catalonia, Zolder, Brands Hatch, Kyalami, Zandvoort, Silverstone, Laguna Seca, and the Hungaroring to finish things off. That will be starting the 14th and 15th of June. Get yourself signed up and ready. Exactly 1 month away. Like I said, all sorts of things going on in the meantime. And we say goodbye to the F1s. But we are possibly saying hello to the F2s here on F1 2022. This will be probably the last time we run on F1 2022. We'll be possibly moving to F1 23 in the future. Depends how good the game is and depends how much EA is going to annoy us. So make sure you tune in for that one as well. Ben, obviously with this race is coming to an end, not really much going on at the minute. What is it obviously, we've got the fun events coming on, and we've got the new season of Season 2 coming soon as well. What is really exciting you? Is there any particular track? Is there any challenge? If there's, what is it about the new season or even the fun events that's exciting you at the minute?
Well, Kyalami will be very challenging because I know that track and I know I'm not that very good at it. But and also I'm very happy that my home track, the Hungaroring, is present on the calendar.
Yeah, the Hungaroring, your home race. It's nice to obviously have a home race here on Simplay Motorsport. A lot of the guys here are British, so for us it'll be Silverstone will be our home race, but nonetheless, oh, James had a moment. He's gone round.
No way.
James has had a spin. He's gone round and he nearly makes contact with Smoky Devil. That was a bit of an unsafe rejoin there from James. Naughty James. That's a little bit sketchy from him. Obviously, like I said, Kyalami is going to be the challenge, but for you, like you said, the Hungaroring is going to be the one for you. The last race of the season as well in the Audi. I bet you're going to be wanting to do Hungary proud, aren't you, for the final race of the season?
Yes, indeed.
So Jamie is still leading the way at the minute, and he's got quite a healthy gap over Matahimovic. So it's Englishman in the lead with a Welshman in second, another Welshman in third. Nausea, I believe it's Mexican, I believe. So he's currently P4. Another Englishman of PN Motorsport with another Englishman of Gary 131. A Scottish driver of Lucas Roth with another Scot of Smoky Devil, and then two Brits at the end with DJ Phil and Fury as Smoky Devil's coming to the pits with some hard tyres. So
interesting choice.
very, very interesting indeed. I don't understand that, but hey ho. As I'm looking now, Matt's tyres, they're 50% worn on the front right, 47 on the rear right, 44 on the rear left, and 43 on the front right. So Matt's hard tyres aren't looking great, to be honest, but they should be able to get him to the end, no problem. But yeah, pretty quiet end to this race. There's some big gaps as the track is spread out, and this is the nature of Abu Dhabi. It's not that great. Obviously, it allows cars to spread out, and pretty dull either way, really, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah. For the first few laps, Abu Dhabi actually doubted itself, but for the rest of the race, it's just the typical Abu Dhabi feeling.
It was indeed, and no matter what happens, we will get, I believe, Matt and Gary into the party. I'm pretty sure Matt's got my stream going, so he's able to hear what I'm saying. So we'll get them into the chat, because no matter what happens now, with Aston Martin ahead of Williams, they will be Constructors champions once again. The Matahimovic and Gary 131 pairing. They weren't able to get the Constructors in ACC. They lost out to FU Racing, but either way, they'll probably come back stronger. And with new the rules as well for ACC, Nausea is now in the pits. He's now going to put some soft tyres on. I think all these guys fancy the fastest lap at the minute, don't they? But the new rule is in ACC. Obviously, you can have teammates and you can run independent if you like. But if you do run teammates, you will not have to run the same car. You are open to pick what car you like. Obviously, if you're running the same car, it definitely suits the people working together, so you can work on a setup and be overall quicker. But you can run different cars. You can run in teams as well, and with the different cars, as long as they're the same color scheme and they look similar, that's all that matters. And I believe one pairing that I know is looking forward to that is Matahimovic and Gary 131, who are possibly lining up together again. Whether or not they'll be in the same car, who knows? As I know, Matt's been testing an old friend of mine and was starting to enjoy it, but I'm not 100% sure if he will run it either way. But I will be bringing you the commentary for Pro. As James now into the pits, we have a lot of people on soft tyres as they're trying to go for fastest lap. Regarding the Pro-Ams, I believe Matt will be running the commentary box for that one. He'll be giving you all the action in the Pro-Am, and I'm not sure who he has as a guest, because I'm going to take a night off so that I can commentate on the Pros on Thursday night. And I believe I'll be having PN Motorsport in with me, because sadly my good friend Ben, he will be racing on the track on the Thursday night. So let's see if the Hungarian can get a Hungarian win. As Big Boy Brazier now into the final sector. Ben, it's been quite a quiet end to this race, pretty dull. But either way, Jamie's done it again. He's coming home in the Ferrari to take the win.
Yeah, nothing much to say about it in the end, but of course the 200 IQ strategy from Jamie worked out very well, as you can see, because they're gonna win the race.
He is going to win the race. He comes out of the final corner. Big Boy Brazier finished the season once again as the bridesmaid, but he wins the final race of the season. Matahimovic is going to come into the final corner. Matt is going to finish in second place, and I think that will seal the Constructors for Aston Martin. In the background, I believe that is Fury facing the wrong way. He's had a spin. It's going to be James. Is he struggling to get going, is he?
Yeah.
Fury crossing the line. in 10th. He gets a point to his name. James now into the final few corners. Into the final corner he comes. And James is going to cross the line. He is champion, but he isn't going to be Constructors champion. P3 for James. Nonetheless, on his own, he's done pretty well to keep it going till Abu Dhabi. Nausea is going to come home in 4th. And already Lucas Roth has finished in 7th. Nausea goes fastest of them all at the end. DJ Phil. Nausea stealing the fastest lap away from James there. And PN and Gary, the last two to finish. Gary still on the lap though. He could steal the last point away. As Gary comes into the final corner to round off this season and to come to an end. It is Aston Martin who will finish the season as Constructors champions. As I do a quick refresh, the Constructors look like this. Is Aston Martin who are your champions, with Williams sitting in 2nd, Ferrari 3rd, Alfa Romeo 4th, AlphaTauri 5th, Haas 6th, Alpine 7th, 8th is Mercedes, 9th is Red Bull, and 10th is McLaren. If we can get Matt and Gary at least in the party, that would be awesome. I know they're listening. Hopefully we will see them. But it is this man, Big Boy Brazier, who has won the race here. He wins the final race of the season. Will Jamie finally get his break and win an F Formula Championship? Will he be able to do it in F2 next season? Who knows? Would he even sign up? That is the question. Regarding the Drivers' Championships, we'll do one more refresh just to make sure everything's up to date. It is James who is still obviously champion, and he will take the F1 Championship home with him. Big Boy Brazier in 2nd. And Matt outdoes his teammate Gary in 3rd. So Matt ends up being the number 1 for Aston Martin, with Gary in 4th. Ivor will finish in 5th. 6th is Tibbs. 7th is Brava, and stays ahead of his teammate Nausea. 9th is 4Z. 10th was Emo Guy. 11th was PN Motorsport, but they finished equal on points. A Smith is 12th. Leon Fernie 13th. 14th was Fury, 2 points behind him. Smoky Devil finishing in 15th. Monkey Boy 16th. 17th was Sutty. 18th was Argent. And with his just 2 races, Keegs already goes into 19th. Phil finally gets some points. He gets 6 points to his name. That puts him ahead of that Bozzy boy. And Smithy finishes off with no points to end the season. 22 drivers started and finished. And we also had 10 constructors. But most importantly, the constructors that came out on top are these two in the chat with me right now. Matahimovic, Gary131, Aston Martin, you have managed to do the double. You are constructors champions once again. How does that feel, boys?
Epic.
It is good.
Obviously, James really was trying his absolute hardest to take it to the very end, obviously on his own. If he had his teammate for most of the season, it might have been a closer fight between you guys. But nonetheless, you've done it here in Abu Dhabi, and a very dramatic start to this race. All sorts was going on there.
Yeah, a bit chaotic at the start. I had a snap and caught Nausea and spun round, and then I had to come from the back, and I know Gary had his issues. And yeah, a lot of dramas in this race. It was fun though, because to be fair, with the short grid, you know what F1 races can get like. They can get a bit dull, but that made it quite entertaining. I'm sure it was entertaining for you guys.
Oh, definitely so. Seeing the two Haas boys come flying through and then leading the race. Fury starting 10th and coming to 1st. I bet that's shocked a lot of you there. And I thought he was on the soft tyres, but he was on the medium.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gary, for you, sum up this season. The first half of the season, you looked like you had the edge over Matt, but it just seemed to just fade away towards the end.
Just bad luck, to be fair, mate. You know, I've been setting steady lap times and kind of on the pace, but I've just been getting involved in silly incidents, and yeah, on a new rig tonight, trying this out. So yeah, it's all good fun.
I believe that's Little Leech's rig, if I believe. Am I correct?
That is Little Leech's rig. I'm starting to get comfortable. I'm quite looking forward to the ACC season now, to be fair.
In the Porsche?
Did Gary just say he's looking forward to ACC? Someone clip that.
Yeah, I am.
I
Decent
mean,
car, decent rig. Let's go. I'll have to try and put a bit more time into it.
Can I confirm? Will it be a Beetle that you'll be running in?
It's looking likely, but never say never.
Never say never. Now, Matt, obviously we moved to you. Finished 3rd in the championship. Obviously, F1 champion yourself, but like you said, like Gary and like a lot of these guys, it's just not been you boys this season regarding individuals. You've always ended up in incidences and problems, but neither way, you ended up third in the championship. You've got to be somewhat happy with the end result.
You look at the way the season started to like score points in 2 races out of the first 10 races, I think it was. Your championship defence has gone, hasn't it? So to come away with third is fantastic. Obviously, unlucky to Gary to not finish us ahead, but no team orders. We raced hard all season as we have done.
I think the problem is you got to look the other end of the garage to find out the problems that happened out in the first half of the season. Because you boys ended up having your own little incidents at the start of the season.
We had a few. We've had a few on ACC. We've had a few on F1 this season where
you got to have a good race though for the fans.
Where we've touched each other, but no, look. Like Gary says, put the show on for the fans. Put the show on. It's what I think that's now our 4th constructors championship together. 2 on F1, 2 in GTS. It's just a dream partnership. Isn't it?
Get a clean sweep next season.
Yeah.
I was going to say, does obviously taking the constructors here on F1 make up for losing it on the GT3 championship, or is it still kind of salt in the wound at the minute?
To be fair, I was never thinking we were going to get the GT championship. To be fair, as you know, I never get the practice in, and yeah, it's a hard game. You got to be on it and put the time in. And I haven't. Unfortunately, Matt has. He's bagged the points, but as we know, he's away most weekends working, or a few weekends during the season working. So basically, you start on the back foot from word go, don't you? So
I think, like to back up what Gary says there, you go into the championship kind of knowing that you're missing a few weekends, but to be as close as we was, and obviously I know you didn't race that last race, overtake and missed as well. I think it was a fantastic sort of ending, the fact that it was Fury v Plova v Gary to win it. Gary just
wasn't in his favour, because obviously it wasn't in his favour due to the fact that it wasn't a Bentley circuit anyway, and it was more favoured for the Lamborghini anyway, so it was down to them anyway. Obviously, we've briefly mentioned that Gary is possibly going back in the Beetle, but obviously I've been lingering around in the test sessions, and Matt, how's the Porsche?
Nah, it's all pretend. It's all a gimmick. You see, I've created an illusion in your mind that you think I'm going to drive the Beetle next season.
Hey,
do you know what? I enjoyed it the other night. I secretly enjoyed it. The annoying thing was I was getting frustrated at how much I was enjoying it. Nothing's confirmed yet. Obviously, the new rule of teams can drive different cars. Me and Gary, with champs in pro, it don't matter the game. We're champs in our own sort of respectiveness. So we know how to set up a car. We know how to race at the front of the pro grid. So even if we go different cars, I'm sure we'll be fighting at the front for podiums. And if Gary's showing the pace he showed the other night, then geez, what a season it could be.
The rumours are, as well, Simplay Motorsport, I'm pretty sure, has now just gone and deleted the game on the PlayStation, and probably going to be using this on Xbox. Yes. Also, rumours that Ivor might be commentating as well for Formula 2. Now, Matahimovic and Gary 131, are you going to try and go for the constructors in F2?
Well, we've got to speak with our agents first. Obviously Gary was teamed with A. Smith last season on F2, so I don't know where I stand in terms of contract talks with Gary for F2. So speak with our agents. We'll get Dave on the blower, and I'm sure he'll sort out a contract for me and Gary to team up. And obviously, you see me and Gary team up on the grid. You've got to consider us as one of the favourites to win the Constructors' Championship. Carlin won't fill Keegs up with fuel, so you're already on the back foot. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Any words, Gary?
Yeah, agents are on the phone now. Actually, I'll just see my phone pinging crazy. So yeah, obviously something's got to be decided. I don't know whether A. Smith's actually participating in the F2, so that will free up my suggestion. So yeah, we'll just see what happens.
We will see what happens, but congratulations once again to you two for being Constructors Champions in F1. Commiserations to James. Really needed a teammate to really take it to these two. But either way, it has been a fantastic F1 season once again. James is your Drivers' Champion, but it is Aston Martin with Matahimovic and Gary131 who are your Constructors' Champion with Aston Martin. Ben, what a fantastic night of racing we've had. Obviously, the first couple of laps of these races have been dramatic, but obviously towards the end it's got a little bit dull. But a quick summary from yourself, Ben.
Yeah, for Abu Dhabi, it was a great race, I think, especially the first couple of laps.
Definitely, indeed. But that is it now for this season. F1's done and ACC is done as well. We will be back live once again on Thursday night for the TOCA night. Make sure you tune in for that one because that can be a fun night's worth of racing. 6 tracks, 6 British tracks to put it clearly, for 6 races. It's 6 different complete cars. Gary's definitely hyped for this one. Ginetta GT5 around Brands Indy, Formula Rookies around Silverstone Classic, aka Thruxton, Renault Clears around Donington National, Ginetta GT4 for Autumn Park, British Snetterton 300 with the Porsche 911 GT3s, and touring cars to finish the night in the Silverstone National race. Tune in for that one. I'll be bringing you the commentary as Matt will be getting himself involved because he needs to get back in that GT5 and prove something. But make sure you tune into that, and also keep an eye out for any sign-ups. There is still spaces available if you want to do that race and get yourself loaded up on Project Cars 2 as well. And keep that game on as well because the Indy 500 will be a week later, I believe, so you can get yourself signed up for that one as well. 200 laps around Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and that will count as a stat as well, saying that you had won the Indy 500. And also, I believe a week after as well, we'll be doing an ACC fun event, GT3s and GT4s around Spa for the 2.4 hour of Spa, and it'll be times 10 the time as well, so it will be changing from day to night to day as well, so get yourself signed up for that one. But more importantly, get yourself signed up for the ACC season coming very, very soon, and also F2 sign-up sheets will be up available soon as well. Get yourselves involved. Let's see what the guys can do. Can anyone stop James in F2? Will Matt and Gary be able to defend their constructors role in F2, and what can the guys do in ACC? Can they stop De Silva as we go to Laguna Seca, Hungary, and also I believe we'll be going to Kyalami as well. So all sorts of different tracks available, all sorts of drama to come ahead, new cars, new drivers. It's going to be exciting. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified. From me and Ben, it's a good night, and we'll see you on Thursday night. Good night all.
Good night.